we have a problem. You see that right there? That's not supposed to be a regular washer. You can't see it by the exhaust pipe. It's supposed to look like that, I think. I'm in the right area. No, I'm not. It's supposed to look like that. That is a toe linkage. The bushing is somewhat busted, and I don't have the bolt for it to fix it. So we're gonna have to order that. Not only, but that has a dead alternator. Fun. So I got my work cut out for me. I think the first project that's gonna be the easiest, fixing that. So I gotta go find some parts. Now, one thing I could do is just go to the junkyard and replace that part back there. I probably shouldn't do that. I can always get a bushing ordered for it, get the arm with the bolt, save some money, spend $100 doing that, or I can spend $100 and get the whole new assembly myself. So that's the conundrum I'm running in with this. The part finally came in, the whole toe linkage. This is what broke. Well, it was actually the nut got seized, broke off. That's fun. So, got the used hardware, finally came in after a week. So we're gonna put it into there. The temporary fix didn't hold long. This is straight forward back. You can see it's kinked inwards. Compared to that, we heard a pop, and I was like, huh, I guess it finally moved. It did. So two problems. Problem number one, I have no alignment rack. So I'm gonna have to just eye it up. Fortunately, I have a solution for that. If I eye it up, I'll take it to where I work and I'll just do the alignment. Oh yeah, and problem number two, which isn't one because I know exactly where the pinch weld is, because I know you thought, oh, he's just jacking it up on the rocker panel. No, I know exactly what I'm doing. See that pinch weld? Yeah, that's what I thought. Problem two is the option that I was going to go to fixing this. So it was either get adjustable camber arms and adjustable tie rods, which technically those are adjustable, or toe linkage. Function the same fucking way. Do that, or I could just do the used rope, which is what I did, and do all the other shit later. I opted to do for the cheap option. That was only like 50 or I think like 60 bucks for that. The driver's side, way more. Was gonna consider doing it, but then I floated the idea. So once the tax money comes in, I'll order the parts, I'll put them in, get the alternator ordered for the Hellcat. The Hellcat needs an alternator, so that's gonna be fun. So I'll have to look up some diagnostics and whatnot. Well, technically three problems. That's kind of a non-problem. The real issue is how I'm gonna adjust this by eyeing it up. I'm either gonna jack it up like this and eye it up like that, adjust it on the ground, which is gonna be impossible. I'm gonna have to use these ramps. So that'll be fun. A man should not be that flexible. Well, and a car shouldn't be rusted underneath, and here we are. Oh, come on, you. Probably should have done it directly on the side, but whatever. Now for the other side. Well, I might just do it like this. Can I get underneath it? Well, if it rolls, it's going to roll forward. Which I don't think it will if I hit the other side, if I get the other side jacked up. Well, I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at. Right here. That's all it's holding it together. So I gotta find a way to disconnect all this shit from here. Which looks like it's just, oh. Alright, well, problem solved. It looks like it's just kind of zip tied in there. It's only held in there by plastic, so we'll just zip tie the fucking shit in there. Fuck it. That's how it was beforehand, so. Alright. I might not even have to really zip tie it. This and this just slide, so they separate. So you just slide it and it comes off. So yeah, you just separate it and it just clips right off. So that problem is solved. Now I just need to find my wrench to get into here and here, bust this nut loose. So here's the next problem. I might need to have this thing fully lifted. So I'm gonna have to lift the whole side of the car up, which is gonna be annoying because now I gotta find jack stands so I don't get crushed. I'm gonna have to lift the other side up just so I have even footing. More even footing, I should say, so it doesn't stress the body out. I'm gonna have to lift the other side up, put that on a ramp, put a jack stand there so the body isn't stressed, because you don't want the car to be like, you don't want the car to be like this the entire time. You want it, because if it's up like this, then shit can get damaged and whatnot, and I want to avoid that. But if it's like jacked up just a little bit where this is off the ground, then you're not going to really harm anything. The problem is that when you do that, it throws your alignment off. If you do it too often, or if you do too much of an angle, then you got to get it realigned. I mean, I'm going to realign it anyway, so it's not a problem, but I'd rather have it drive as straight as I can before I, fuck with it. And I know what y'all are saying. Yes, I do know about the camber wear on this thing. This tire's pretty almost shot on the inside. It's not as bad. If I can help it, then I will. So if I can slow it down, which I know I can, I'm gonna slow it down. So there was no metal sitting on these ramps. I didn't even know plastic could rust. Look at that. I never understood why these jacks are always so tight when trying to loosen them. It is what it is. Alright, now for some tools. I searched and searched for all types of wrenches, and I found out all my wrenches only go up to a 15mm, which is fucking stupid. All my other ratchets, because I have 2 ratchet kits, all my ratchets, 15mm as well. This kit actually came with an 18. The other kit also came with an 18. One's a Die Hard, which is this one. The other one's a Duralast. Duralast doesn't have an 18 shortwell. It goes 17, 19. This kit doesn't have, this Die Hard kit does not come, with a deep well 18. It only goes up to 15. Why? In the end, I'm happy I bought 2 kits because in the end it worked out for me, so my fuck up actually ended up being a benefit. Not to mention, I know those are 18s all the way around for all 4 bolts, or for the 2 bolts and the 2 nuts. I don't know on this one, so I'm glad I got a mobile kit just in case. Eventually I'm going to need the jack, but let's find out what we need to do here. Well, this stupid thing doesn't even have a fucking 16. It goes 14, 15, 17, 18, 19. What fucking sense does that make? Shit's fucking 16. Alright, well, what's a 16 millimeter converted to? 5/8? No. Maybe. Holy shit, it does. Need more tools. I love working on fucking concrete. Especially when it's fucking porous. There's a reason why I have my foot on the tire too. Not only for extra leverage, but so I can feel exactly what it's doing. So if it starts to really move, I'll grab the jack and I'll just lift this. Okay, it didn't even really move. It moved all the furthest that it could. Alright, well, that's a problem. Well, it was a problem, not anymore. Die Hard ratchet kit got some kind of grease in the gear system. Duralast don't even have any type of grease. Listen how loud this is. Compare that to the Die Hard. At least I got something in it. Well, that's... that washer bowed in. I mean, I guess that'll do that when you try and drift it around the corner. Alright, so now comes these right here. I'm going to go ahead and just lift it just in case if the shit decides to really shift. See, I don't want to put it up underneath. I don't want to take too much weight off of it. That would be bad. Alright, so, oh, neighbors are about. First thing I forgot to do, match this up. It matches. Oh, no, it doesn't. Uh-oh. No, I just have this in the wrong spot. We're good. She matches. I think theoretically you could just do this upside down. Use it for the other side, but I don't know. I got lucky with a caliper. I'm not fucking with this. Oh yeah. I bought one of the calipers locked up on this thing. And needless to say, changed the caliper out. They said it was the right one. We had to put the bleeder valve on the bottom instead of the top. It worked. Apparently it's the wrong side, so we got the correct side for the other one because the other caliper decided to lock up. That one went. You'd think the one that was upside down would have failed, but nope. The one that was correct failed. So we got a third caliper. We put 3 calipers on this thing, and the correct one failed twice. So I guess putting them upside down is good. I'm not saying do that. That's the wrong way, but if it works, then it ain't stupid. Oh shit, I need a fucking wrench. Oh, I need wrenches. Yep, these sockets are not gonna work. Shit. I was hoping that they would. Yep. Son of a bitch. You know the phrase, if it's right, you can't see it because it's right in front of you, or you didn't see it because it was right in front of you, or something like that. Yeah, I found a whole bunch of 18s right in fucking front of me where I couldn't see them. And it was a ratcheting wrench too, so that actually makes everything a lot better. Which way is tighten on this thing? Doesn't really fucking tell you. The cheap Chinese ones fucking tell you, but not a Craftsman. Need a cheater pipe. Good thing I got one right here. Wouldn't it be funny if this ended up fixing my camber too? You can also put a socket on the wrench. Give you a little bit of extra leverage. Almost there. Almost there. Gotta be right there. The real question is, do I need to go up on the suspension? If I have to, I'm fucked. In order to get this in, I think I'm gonna jack up on here. Take the wheel off, put this on. Or take the wheel off, take this off. I didn't want to have to do this, but I have to. Yeah, because that's shifting. Probably should move my jack first before I take the wheel off. Now I can take it off. Why did that get tighter? Grab a jack stand. So I got it sitting on the frame, so if the jack fails, then I have time to move. I made it a lot easier too, so maybe it's just you shouldn't have all the weight on the suspension. Well, it's free. With the old, just kind of show you all that rust that's in there. That bushing, it's not in horrible shape, but it might as well just be worn out. Save the hardware for something later. These bushings look a lot better. I don't know if you could see them, but you could actually kind of make out the serial numbers on the rubber. It's not showing up in the camera, but Oh, you can't put it upside down. Okay. Goes on only one way with the suspension. Makes sense. And as long as you can read the numbers on it. The hole's threaded on the end. Look at this. It's like a rifled fucking hole. There's threads right there. It's not supposed to be threaded, but I guess it is now. And don't do the mistake where I just did, where I didn't put the thing in first like that, and then thread it in. Put it in first like that, and then thread your thing into the hole. And then I'm gonna just make this finger tight. Not really finger tight, but just loose enough where I can still move it. I'm gonna put my cam bolt in. Oh yeah. Arrow side up like this so you could rotate it. It shouldn't be upside down, though it's not gonna hurt anything if it is, but it's easier just to have this side upwards, so this arrow goes up. Forgot to record me tightening. I got the nut in. I say make it as tight as you can, but you don't want to go too tight. You just there's something where it feels like it's about 150 foot-pounds. Anywhere between 120, yeah. What's the torque on a Chevy truck? Like 140. Dodgers are 135. So yeah, you want to do right around 130 to 140 foot-pounds. Huh. I guess I can get a crowbar in there and just fucking force it. We're gonna have to drop it on the thing. The problem is I don't want to go too low because that jack stand looks like it's not on there in the greatest of ways. You've been commissioned to be my new pry bar. I don't know if I die, at least I got it on film. Getting on my nerves. So here's the conundrum. So I got that there. I got the nut through. But the bolt doesn't want to sit into that tab like it should. So I got this jammed in there to kind of hold it. We're gonna just force these on. I was at the wrong angle, that's why I wasn't going on. For 118s. We'll put the wheel back on too. Need height. We're gonna just tighten it with no safeties. Can't all day to mow his fucking lawn. I come out here, I start working on my fucking car, and this dickhead decides to, oh, no, it's a good time to mow the lawn. It's 89 fucking degrees outside. I always work with gloves on so my fucking hands don't get cracked and destroyed, and because I have sensitive fucking skin. But oh my god, sometimes it makes it fucking 10 times harder. Alright, tight enough. I don't want to make it too tight until I align it. Now we can put the stupid tire on. Normally you would torque them, but yeah. That's kinked, to be expected. Alright, time for an eyeball alignment. This is where the camera is actually going to come in handy, where I can kind of gauge where center is with the tip of the camera, aka my phone, and I can see how much tilt I have, or I should say turn. Another thing you could do is use a string or some tape and see where center is. It's not the most accurate thing if your body panels aren't like flush, but it gives you an idea where straight is. Eyeing it up, and it looks pretty close just by eyeing it up. So where center is, I might have gone a little bit too far. Maybe not far enough because it was kinked in where it's hard. Compared to the front, we're maxed. That's all the better she's gonna get. Now to tighten it up, call it a day. Before anybody says anything, I did not forget to put the wiring in. I put the wires in. Or I reconnected them and tied them off, so they're retied. They're not hanging. I know somebody's gonna say, "Oh, you forgot that?" No, I didn't. And now for the test drive. It's going hard to the left. That is steering wheel straight, so we gotta bring it down back to center. So if I straighten the wheel out, and I'll show you too. This is center. Just to kind of give you a better view. Feels like it's about a half, maybe about a, feels like it's about a degree out. It wants to really rip left. That is what you call annoying. Alright, this is going to be top dead center. Oh, that's significantly better. I should have started center instead of trying to fucking eyeball it. Oh, that's significantly better. That is solid straight. A little minor pull to the left, but I can tweak it. Maybe a little pull to the right. But it could also be the roads too, because Florida roads are fucking notorious for being curvy. And by curvy, I mean like high in the middle and then sloping off to either side. And usually not at even rates either. Yeah, because it's a little floaty. So she might be right at dead zero, which is fine because that's good for tire wear. I don't know what I just ran over, but I ran it over. But as far as how it's driving, the driving experience isn't unpleasant anymore. to just fine tune it when I get to work. I got it aligned, or I did it, not just in the parking lot, but I did it at, well, you know. So, you got it to drive straight. It actually wasn't, when I did it the second time and I readjusted it to 0, I just had to tweak it a little bit on the rack. So, and it wasn't off by much, it was off by like 1/10 of a degree. It was, spec on these things is 1/10 of a degree on the rear, 1/10 of a degree on the front. The fronts came out at both 7/100ths of a degree. That's fine. And then the rears, I got them at 11 and 10. I think it was like 11 and 9 is what it ended up. 9 and 11. So we're gonna take this car. We're gonna drive it through the World Trade Center. I'm kidding. But no, it drives good. I need to clean the inside of this thing out. I need to get this thing washed again. Every 5 minutes, there's a big pollen swarm that comes in and just cakes the car in fucking pollen. So that's obviously annoying. But as annoying as it is, when it drove beforehand, the rear end was a little, and this is before it broke, it was a little kind of wobbly. It is super stiff now, so I knew the bushings in that thing were pretty fucked. Of course, in the previous scene, or in the previous clips, somewhere in the, earlier in the video, I showed you that they were pretty fucked. So, again, conundrum, I'm more leaning towards, now that I think about it, I'm going to put adjustable camber arms in this thing, and I'm going to put a adjustable, a different type of toe. Instead of having the toe linkage with the eccentric shim on it to rotate, to adjust the toe, they have another style of it which goes into the same spot, but it's a jam nut and it adjusts like a tie rod. I'm going to probably do that too on this thing. And I need to find out how to make adjustable camber for the fronts. Because the way you adjust the camber on this thing is you loosen the motor mounts and you shift it with a pry bar. That is A, unsafe, B, fucking retarded. So, I'm probably going to worry about that at a later date. It's not like the rear end is just going to, or it's not like the camber is going to really affect the front end too much. I mean, you may get a little bit of wear, but as long as the rear end is perfectly fine, that wear will just kind of negate itself if the camber on the rear is fine. Rear wheel drive car, front camber, as long as it's not extreme, is negligible. I just noticed this. I think the fender liner's coming apart, but why is this like foam in here? So, figure that out on another date, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. As long as it doesn't sag and hit the tire. See, the other side's fine, so I don't know what's fucking doing it. Probably just roll the fender or just take the fucking... I made it a little better. It's hidden. Who cares? So let me clean this up. I'm leaning more towards polishing this just to get it to shine and gloss a little bit more. It's supposed to be a glossy clear coat. You can see it's not really glossy. Reflection, shadow. So, yeah, that'll be a project for a later date. I'm going to get this thing washed and then clean it out, but you probably don't want to see that. All good now. Oh yeah, we still got to figure out how to put an alternator in that thing. So, that'll be fun. Next project. I just noticed these claw marks right here. This is a fucking, and I know that this wasn't like a raccoon or it wasn't like a cat or something, because if it was a cat, it would have 4 claws. This is a bird. A fucking bird did this shit. It sat up on here. The wind probably knocked it down. It fell down. It started from up here. Fell down. Both of its legs. And I think it was a fucking vulture too, with how that leg span is. Fucking caught itself right here, and then skated down and flew off or something. Fucking bird. This is why I hate birds. But I can't hate vultures too much because A, they're kind of cool looking, because they're ugly, and they do all the work that no other animals do. They're the garbage cleaners. So now I gotta paint this and this, so that's fucking terrific. But I'm gonna end up probably getting another door. I can't be bothered to putty and do that and whatever, fix this dent. So at least it's on the shitty door and not on anything else, I guess.